Welcome to Bell to Bell. Yay, the Thursday edition. We're back in school, so we're going to do it all from here today. And so let's get started. Today is story day, right? Throwback Thursday. So sometime during this discussion, I'm going to give you a story from the past you're going to love. But first, you know I'm a science teacher, right? So we have to do lab reports. That's what you do in science. You write lab reports. So I'm going to point out, and some of you know this if you've been in my class before, that conclusions are not, this is what a conclusion is not. We had fun. I liked this lab. Or let me just restate all the procedures and think that that's enough to get me through this grade. It's not. Guys, make a claim. What do you think's gonna happen? What evidence did you collect that makes you think that's true or not true? And what are the reasons? Claim, evidence, and reasoning. I am tired. 2 sentences a conclusion does not make. And I will not give you credit for it. So there. Okay, it makes me feel better. Oh, that reminds me. You know what sucks? Late work. That's what sucks. I know y'all don't get it because you think, oh, I just turn it in, it's okay. And you know you're limited in my class, and some teachers don't limit you at all, which is awesome. But here's why. Perspective. I don't have a teacup, so here. Teacher perspective. This is why. We give it a value. We give it everything a value. We know the answers, but we don't want to have to go back and figure out how much did we make this one worth? And how much did we make that one worth? And maybe I should find the key. And then we have to dig through everything. And especially when you turn in, oh my God, like a stack at the end. You're like, oh wait, here, I'll show you. You're like, Ms. Bell, here's my late work for the semester. My God, why do you guys do that? That is not okay. Turn your stuff in on time. Just saying. Okay, so anyhow. That's my late work spiel for the day. Let's see. Ooh, okay. So we're doing genetics in pre-AP. My first in 6 hours. So we're doing genetics, and they're doing dragon genetics. So, ooh, I should take you over there. Hold on, and I'll show you some. This is one. Isn't it cute? And then we've got some unfinished ones. These over here are so cute. Everybody's doing such a good job. So I bring this up because you know kids are really invested in one of your activities when they're over here talking about it. You could have heard them. They were arguing about what this is and what that is. And oh my God, it was so awesome. I love it when they talk about it and they argue about it and they act like, well, you're wrong and I'm wrong and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I'm very excited. I'm glad they were excited. And since I'm already over in the lab, I think I might just show you my blue story, my blue lip story. I think it might be time. So we're gonna set you down. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to work this thing. Okay. So we do this lab where you look at your cheek cells. Most of you've done it already. And you scrape your cheek cell and you put it on a slide and you look at it under the microscope. And we do this so that you can see the details of the cell, right? Well, a long time ago, it's been, gosh, I don't know how many years. So we're doing it, and you have to use this stain called methylene blue, and it stains your fingers and whatever. And so I give the safety warnings. I say, you know, be careful, don't get it on your hands. It'll stain your hands. If you get it on there, wash it off. Obviously, we don't put our hands in our mouth and that kind of stuff. And so I go back, and I don't know if you can see it, but back there in the back, there's a prep room. So I go back in the back, and I'm doing my prep thing. I've got all my MSDS sheets out for what I'm supposed to be doing. And I'm making stuff for the next lab. And I look out, and at the end of the lab table, right there at the end, there's this boy. And I look, and all around his face, his lips are blue. And I'm like, what the? Better move my bell, huh? What the is all over his face? So I come out and I'm like, what the heck is all over your face? He's like, why are your lips blue, dude? Why? And he says, Blueberry bubble gum? No, I'm not stupid. Okay, so I've read the MSDS sheet before I came trucking out here, right? And I'm like, did you eat the methylene blue? I didn't swallow it, Miss Bell. Well, I already know it's not gonna hurt him, but he could have had some kind of allergic reaction or I don't know what. So I'm in this, this zone, and you know, I would never touch a student in anger. But, oh, you know that relief you get when you're done? You know he's gonna be okay, but now you're angry because he scared you to death? That's what happened. So I take him by the arm and I said, come with me, we're going to the office. And I looked back at the rest of the class, and of course now I've been screaming, and the rest of the class is looking at me like this. And I'm like, nobody move, nobody move. And I take the kid by the arm and I race out the door and I drag him to the office and I sit him down, and I'm so angry. The poor kid's feet probably never touched the ground. And he gets there, and Mr. B, because I never take kids to the office, Mr. B says, what's going on? And I'm like, look at his face. He's like, what did he do? It's a blue dye. It's all over his face. He's like, is it gonna die? No. So Mr. B said he would handle it, and I'm like, I gotta go back and check on my kids. Because, you know, I did the ultimate no-no, and I ran off of them, but I was just, oh my gosh, it was right when I started teaching, and I was freaking out. So I get back down here, and I swear, all the kids in here are like, nobody has moved an inch. And I was like, thank you so much. So I don't know if I did it justice or not, but that's the Bluetooth story. And the moral of this story is this: we don't drink chemicals in Mrs. Bell's lab. So that brings me to the next story. So I told you about my car incident, whatever, and I had to rent a car. And they told me one thing at the shop, and then when I got ready to pick up the car, they were telling me another thing on the phone. And so I, you know, hi, it's me. Apparently I do this in class too. And when she told me no, my kids in here were like, oh my gosh, Mom, you went from, hey, to, what the heck is the matter? She said what they call it, my Medea voice. Apparently I was giving them one option, my option. Okay, so anyways, I thought that was funny. So, let's see, what's next on my list? Oh, I have a joke for you, ready? One of my students gave it to me. So shout out, Bibi, thank you for the joke. What do you call a grumpy acid? Amino acid. That's so stupid, I love it. So send me your funny jokes, because, you know, I'm a dork, I like them. All right, let's see. Ooh. So I went to the teacher's lounge, not the teacher's lounge, the office. I went to the office and I had this cup in my hand, and well, I'll show you. This is my cup, right? It's a giant cup. Here, we'll hide the beginning of it. Anyways, and so I'm down there and I've got very little coffee left in it. And I said, you know, I need a warm up. So I walk in the office, I'm gonna go get a warm up, and there's no coffee. And I'm like, well, I guess I don't need any coffee. You know that you have a serious problem when the principal gets up out of their office and goes in and takes your coffee cup and fills it up, makes coffee, so that you can have coffee, where I can pretend that coffee helps, but I'm still a witch. So yes, you see what I mean? Here's what I mean. I thought it was nice of her. So, shout out, Miss Stansberry. Thank you. All right. When you have an excuse about why you didn't do something, or here's the thing. Is it bad that I don't want to hear your story? Is it bad that when you're talking, all I can think of is shut the up? I think that's bad. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to listen and be empathetic, but really what I want to say is, I don't care. Shut the up. Please don't tell me your story. I don't want to know your story. If you don't have your assignment, okay, it's fine. I don't have my assignment. Okay. Will you have your assignment? Fantastic. I don't need your story, because you know what? Here's the deal. Your story, it's It's not going to make any difference in how I handle it because I handle them all the same. I'm fair, I'm consistent. If it's late, it's late. It doesn't matter why. That's why you get 3 late passes. Don't be late. Okay. So today, I needed a lighter for a lab, and I couldn't find one. And I have matches, you know. So I asked one of our principals if they had confiscated any that I could borrow. And lo and behold, this principal shows up with a handful of confiscated stuff. And I borrowed one. And then some kid asked him, why do you have all those things in your hands? And the response was, that's personal. And I thought to myself, oh my God, that is the best response ever, anything. Why are you going to the bathroom? That's personal. Why did you give me ASD? You triggered me, it's personal. There are so many ways you could use, that's personal. I think that is the best response ever. Don't you? Like, I don't want to go to the office. Well, that sounds like a personal problem. Okay. Yeah, I know, I'm just dinging the bell today, aren't I? All right. So, one of my teacher friends has a file that she refers to as her I'm Great file. I saw it on, I think it was Facebook, I don't know. I told her I thought it was a great idea, I was going to steal it. So, we were talking at my hairdresser's about maybe I should get a box instead. And I think everybody should do this. And I think Miss Cooper's doing it, or has done it with her leadership kids, but you should get a jar or a box. And every time somebody tells you that you're good at something or that you're great at something, you should put it in that box or that file. Because there's some days when you need to open it up and go, I need to hear from somebody else that I'm not a waste, that I'm not wasting my time, that things are going good. So I'm going to suggest to everybody, I'm going to steal Miss H's thing, and I'm going to say everybody needs to have a because I'm great file, because I am just fantastic. Just ask me, I'll tell you. All right, last thing on my list. Don't know how long this video is. I hope it's not too long. Last thing on my list. Our dear president likes to tweet. And he says some things that are just not appropriate. And I find sometimes that I tweet things that are not appropriate. Or maybe not appropriate, just snarky. You know, I know it's hard to believe that I would ever be snarky to anyone, but let's face it, I'm a So, when somebody responds back, I need to remind myself that I shouldn't have such a thin skin. I mean, I kind of threw it out there. So I'm going to kind of say this to everybody. If you are throwing out comments, teachers, students, if you are throwing out snarky comments and saying things that you shouldn't be saying, you're setting yourself up for a response. So if you threw it out there, don't take it personally. Don't have a thin skin. Thicken up. Grow some gonads. And that is my TED Talk for today. Okay, well, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed today's little session of fun. I will probably see you guys next week. So at this point, I'm supposed to say, if you like what you see, subscribe, click, share. But you know what? I don't give a if you don't.